Greetings. Peace. Friday the 13th, a holy day, holy numbers, holy day of the week, holy numbers, peace and blessings, a campaign trail, Friday the 13th. Been going live every day this week. On into the weekend. I don't know if I'm going to do it tomorrow, but we shall see, God willing. Just tapping in. Let me get this StreamYard link available, put in the chat. Hopefully y'all is safe and secure and healthy and all that good stuff. Just checking in, going over the week's current events, the breaking news stories and all whatnot. Recapping on the presidential debate and, just some of my ideas about the timing, this country and these elite people that rule the country and rule the world. They don't do things for nothing. The timing of what they do is all calculated. It's all premeditated. So just looking at some of the events from the presidential debate to the Candace Owens having her YouTube page suspended and demonetized, silenced right after the debates, Lil Wayne and what he going through right now with Kendrick and allegedly with Jay-Z. So I'm hearing different reports about that, how Jay-Z, it's not his choice or something. It's a panel of people that vote for who they want to perform at the Super Bowl. And even what the Super Bowl even represents, along with what happened with Tariq Hill, what I mean? It's a lot of stuff, man, I'm connecting the dots on. And then finally, Russia, President Putin warning the West, NATO, but really the West, warning them of that they ready, he ready for nuclear WAR, while we over here partying and playing and worrying about sports. Squab Cooks, what up, Squab? Peace to you. First one in the chat. So yeah, it's Friday. I know y'all probably got I don't know if it's hot where y'all at. Still hot. Y'all probably trying to get outside or get ready to get outside or something like that. But if you're chilling, if you're in the house, you relaxing, unwinding, regenerating, rejuvenating from the week and from the day, we here. That's what we here for. We're going to talk our talk, listen to what we got to listen to, and just go over a few subjects. First, like I said, is the Lil Wayne subject, the Super Bowl subject. Is that really important? Is that really disrespect? Is that pettiness? Is that really a extension of some beef or some feelings that Jay-Z had towards something Lil Wayne did back in the day or whatever? And by putting Drake out there, or putting Kendrick out there instead of Lil Wayne, knowing that the Drake and Kendrick situation, is it really something to that? Is that how Jay-Z play? I don't know Jay-Z. I don't know Lil Wayne. I don't know Drake. So that's just something, from my perspective, that part of the entertainment distraction, the Roman Caesar circus that's going to keep us distracted from paying attention to the real events and real enemies and real plots and plans that's going down as we speak. But I understand it. I understand the argument. I understand the disappointment. I saw a little clip of Lil Wayne saying he felt broken or, something like that. But me personally as a man, like, you're a man and you know what you accomplished in the world and in your field, you're not worried about nothing like that. I understand it, but a lot of people haven't tasted rejection. They haven't tasted certain loss. You know what I mean? That's what really builds your character. That's what really proves our character. It's not winning. It's how do we lose? How do we take L's? Something that we think we deserve or we're owed. Just like us with reparations. We ain't got no reparations. Do we stop? Do we stop being black? Do we stop representing blackness? Do we stop representing the struggle? Do we stop making war with the beast? Because we ain't get no reparations that we owed. So keep doing what you do. You know what I'm saying? And I never say something broke me. Ants won't even say that. You knock over their little ant hill. You know what I'm saying? They're not gonna be like, we'll never rebuild it. This broke me. Like they're gonna be like, nope, we right back at it immediately. Let's move these queens to another part of the lawn, another part of the grass. You ain't gonna hear nothing like that coming from nature, from nothing in nature. So it's just something. It ain't never that serious. Ain't no sport and play. The vices, ain't nothing never that serious. Never. But I understand the argument. Some people live for entertainment. Some people live, that's their life. That's what they drug. That's their opioid that helps them escape from reality. You know what I'm saying? It's entertainment, it's partying, it's clubbing, it's concerts, it's music, it's keeping females around you, and like I said, other substances, to keep your mind off of the reality. So I'm the kind of person that I'm entertained by sober reality. I'm entertained by sober warfare. Sober warfare. So if we can fix our mind to actually be entertained and appreciate warfare. I appreciate my enemies. I appreciate the devils. I appreciate a whole lot of stuff that average people ain't going to appreciate. Because if I study warfare and warriors, and whether you devils, righteous or unrighteous, I'm still gonna learn from. I'm still benefit from. It's gonna sharpen my whole arsenal. So a lot of us are scared of war. We're scared of war with the real, with real powerful, wicked enemies. We don't mind going to war against each other. And shouts out again for everybody that's pushing peace in Los Angeles, from the Crip side, the Keyways, and the Damus, the Pyrus, the Bloods, from Compton to Long Beach to the IE to Los Angeles, all throughout Los Angeles County and surrounding areas. That's a movement that I'm always saluting. I'm always proud. I never have nothing negative to say. But these internet streets, these YouTube and Twitter and whatever, you gotta let it run its course. We're gonna express ourselves, and the cream is gonna rise to the top. Everybody is gonna identify themselves. Nobody escapes. If it's any COINTELPRO stuff going on, it's any agent provocateur stuff, then all of that's going to be exposed, and this has to be allowed to run its course. People have to be allowed to express themselves, because the truth is going to come out. And generally speaking, the peace is going to happen regardless. So it's not going to happen with everybody, but it's going to happen between those who it's supposed to happen with, and the rest is just going to be collateral damage or whatever nature does with that type of stuff. But yeah, Candace Owens got her page. I'm switching subjects. Got her page demonetized and suspended right before the presidential debate that we just witnessed between Trump and Harris. Is that a coincidence? She was the hottest thing, the most viral thing on the internet when it comes to politics and journalism and opinion. Candace Owens, the hottest thing popping, and got shut down right before the debate. Is that a coincidence? got suspended for at least a week. So now the whole debate cycle, the whole news cycle from the Trump and Kamala Harris debate will be passed until next week. You know what I'm saying? When I guess she's allowed to start posting again, but she's demonetized. I guess they gave her 3 strikes in one day for the Kanye West interview that she did 2 or 3 or 4 years ago when he was talking sanely and they was calm and they was in either her house or his house or something. And they both was on 2 different couches or whatever, talking, just having a conversation, and something that he said during that interview that they reached back a few years and struck her page 3 times and struck her out just for that. So for that, like I said, it happened one day before the debates, 1 or 2 days right before the debate, the presidential debate. And the way that Candace has been exposing Kamala Harris's husband's people and what's going on over there in Palestine, the way that Candace Owens been obliterating Harris's husband's people. They couldn't afford to have her weighing in and influencing nobody for a whole week. They had to let, and that's why I've been posting up that little comparison between Candace Owens and Kamala Harris. Candace Owens and Kamala Harris, they both got husbands of the same, of the opposite persuasion. One of them is running for president, though. One of them is running for a public office to rule you and your family for 4 years, and one of them ain't. One of them is trying to rule us, trying to be our ruler, that has a husband that's of the opposite persuasion. This particular one is the people of, Israel and what's going on in Palestine right now and that whole drama. And another one has a husband of the opposite persuasion that's from, I think, Great Britain or something like that. So Candace Owens' thing has been pushing not politics, but pushing Christ or Catholicism, Catholic. Christ is king, Christ is king, Christ. So that's the platform that she banging on right now. She said, literally, I used to be a top pawn representative cheerleader for the Zio people, the Nists. But, after certain things, starting with the Kanye controversy a few years ago up into recent controversy with her former employers or whatever at the Daily Wire, that now she has seen the light or seen the dark. And she quoting scriptures after scriptures regarding Revelation 2 and 9 and Revelations 3 and 9 about those people. So, and she's been going super viral. This debate, whatever it was that she just had with this rabbi named Rabbi Shmuley on Piers Morgan, super viral. So all that stuff was happening. She was blowing up Kamala Harris's husband's people with her debate skills, her receipts, and they couldn't have that. So she's been suspended and silenced off of YouTube, demonetized off of YouTube. So there's no coincidence. The timing was precise, in my view. And all this other distractionary stuff is taken away from what Putin is talking about in Russia. It's all the way up with him. It's all the way up. He talking way more, I ain't gonna say reckless. He's talking way more serious than we have ever heard anybody talk when it comes to nuclear response, nuclear WAR, warning NATO, and this is over the whole Ukraine stuff too. We've been giving billions and billions of dollars over the last couple of years out of nowhere, but not giving the blacks, the descendants of slaves, no reparations, according to the vice president, I'm not going to do nothing that's just going to benefit black people in the terms of reparations, even though her husband's people, she gets in front of them several times or whatever in a year, promising them specific billions that she's going to make sure that they get specifically that only benefit them. So I'm not into politics. I'm not saying that Trump is no better or whatever, but if you claiming that you one of us, you pushing blackness and black womenness, and I got black daughters and a black granddaughter and black wife, black sisters, a black mother, and you claiming that you one of them, and you trying to rule me and rule our people for 4 years, then yeah, we need to go through your whole resume, your whole file, everything with a fine-tooth comb, with a magnifying glass, with an electron microscope. And you don't even need to do that to see how, how dirty, what I'm saying, how not cool certain things are just from eyesight. So yeah, man, that's what I'm at. That's where we at right now. So I'll go through the comments for a second. Honor roll, salute. 1,000-yard stare, peace to you. Mandria, CZ, I don't know what that. Oh, what's up with you? What's up? Elmatic with the wrench, Mr. Good Wrench. Walaikum salam. Hit that like button. Hit the like button on this Good Friday the 13th. Holy righteous day in number. It's not evil. It's not wicked. That's a superstition or something based on devils. This is bad luck and a bad number for the devils, for wickedness. Do y'all know that these secret societies, secret fraternal orders, that's basically of the Euro persuasion, when they build skyscrapers and tall buildings or whatever, that they don't make a 13th floor? Are y'all aware of that? Do y'all know the majority of these buildings don't have a 13th floor? If it's in a skyscraper or in a building that got more than 13 or 14 floors to it, there's no 13th floor. Why do y'all think that is? Why do y'all think there's no 13th floor? We know in the nation, we know what 13 means and why they so terrified of it, why it's such bad luck, according to them. Have y'all noticed that there's no 13th floor? How many of y'all know why there's no 13th floor, according to them? Moby, peace. Shugel, people say odd numbers are bad luck, comes from the leprous ones. Nah, it's not just odd numbers, it's the number 13. Same thing with lucky rabbit's foot roosters with the such and such. Shugel, on the West Coast, there's like in most buildings a 12 and a 12A, right? There's not a 13 in most buildings, not just on the West Coast. For my grip, superstition? No, it's not superstition. It's deeper than that. How many of y'all have heard the real reason that these people, these European people, do not have a 13th floor in their buildings? Because it's all part of masonry, Freemasonry. So, masons are builders, right? Brick masons, Freemasons, they're builders and architects. Why don't these white architects, these Freemasons who design, these buildings, why do they not include a 13th floor? Because it's strictly a Freemason builder, architect subject. Why don't they put a 13th floor? Is there not a link to Freemasonry with this stuff and odd numbers? Like it's not like 13. It's 13. It's 13. It's not no other numbers like 13. It's the number 13 specifically. They got a third floor and 3, 6, 9, 11, 15. They got all them other odd number floors. Why they don't have a 13th floor? Why they don't have a 13th floor? Anybody know? I'm gonna get into it, but I'm gonna see if y'all ever heard why. Yeah, Moby, all love, all good, all good. 13th floor. Have you ever heard the 12 tribes? You heard of the 12 tribes. Have you ever heard of the 13th tribe? In mathematics, are y'all aware of what's called the prime number? Prime numbers, number 1, 3, 5, 7, 11, 13, 17, 19, prime numbers. Are y'all aware of the significance of prime numbers? Prime numbers are odd numbers that can't be divided. It can't be divided by, in whole numbers. One of the 12 was split into 2, was in Dan and Manasseh. Not sure what you mean by that. You care to elaborate? Johnny Man, what's the 13th? The Candace style Christians with Caesar Borgia hanging on a cross. It's you getting there, you're getting warm. It's deeper than that though. It's all the way deep. It's all the way deeper than that. As above, so below. So some of the things that you might be touching on, a few little subjects, that's from the below, but it's because of God business. It's because of the original people business is why they're terrified of that 13th floor, that 13, at number 13. Yeah. Donnie Williams, who want to smoke? And ain't no smoke yet. It's smoke in LA. Where there's smoke, there's fire. Is the 13th tribe because one of the 12 was broken into 2, and this made 13, one of them being Dan. That's part of the below, but the above story, that's the microcosm. There's an above story. That's something to it. It's various different characters that's telling the same story in different traditions and different religions and cultures or whatever. But it's about the original nation of God. It's about God's original Black nation, the originators of this planet. The 12, in Bible, part of the as above, so below, 12 disciples, you know what I'm saying? Jesus includes comes up to 13. But that's on the lower level. On the God level, the 13 means something else. Terrifying to the devils. Terrifying to the devils. One tribe was made up. Not quite. One tribe was lost and tried to be forgotten about. Check out Dr. Ben Jockenin and John Henry Clark. I've inserted them for the real roots of Christianity, Judaism, and Islam. Johnny Man, you want to get on here with me? I say check out the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. I say that the Honorable Elijah Muhammad supersedes and is far superior than the research of all 3 of them brothers put together. So feel free to get on here with me and we can talk about it. We could prove some of it right quick in no limit of time. We can have a conversation that you will never hear, you will never have nowhere else. James. What up, James?
What's up, Cam? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you loud and clear. What's on your mind?
It's a real quick question. The brother brother Aleem, tall, light-skinned brother. Is he still alive?
Who is that?
Brother Aleem. He was light-skinned. He did security.
Oh, I don't know who you talking. There's so many Aleems in the nation. I don't know. Why you ask?
Because I hope he still. He used to take us down to the mosque in 2007. He was tall.
Why did you
Tall.
ask? You just asking just a random question?
No. I don't know if he passed. I'm trying to see if he's still good. Because I know you and the. But he was
Well,
tall, light.
this ain't even a platform to say nothing like that, bro. I don't know if anybody knows me. I've heard never use a live chat or whatever to say somebody passed away, bro. Never do, especially if it's somebody that's a loved one. You know what I'm saying? That you do that privately. That you don't, because somebody in his family or whatever, if that's true, this is how they would first hear about it. That we don't supposed to do that, bro.
Okay, I'm sorry. I'm not. But I think he's been deceased for years. But I'm sorry. I know you know.
So why did you ask exactly? Because I don't know
Because
if you see the title. It says Lil Wayne, Candace Owens, presidential debate, Russia. I don't know what you asked that for.
because you in the mosque. I'm not in the mosque. But you there, and I know you know a lot of the members. I apologize if I disrespected you or in the nation.
No,
My
it's
deepest.
all good, but it just it just didn't follow no topic or subject rules or nothing I'm saying or whatever. So I'm gonna get back to some other comments, bro. I've checked him out a lot in the NOI. Donnie Williams can't prove nothing you say, so who capping? Are you talking about me? You want to hop on here? Try that again. I'm not saying it, I don't know if you're talking about me or somebody else, but you got something on your mind, Donnie Williams? Here go the link. Here's the link. It's Friday. Ain't got no job. Ain't got nothing else to do. Let's get there. Let's get to it. Johnny Man also Rastafari, etc. But all the roots of the branches and fruits lead to ancient Egypt. No, sir. It leads far before ancient Egypt. Not the Arab Egypt of today, but the African one of 6,000 BC and older. Yeah, but we're not from Egypt. The original man, the God of this planet and universe is not from Egypt. We're not from Africa. We're not from Egypt. We have inhabited and settled, in every part of the planet, and we chose the best part of the planet for ourselves to settle in. So we're not from no particular place. We produced the planet. We grew the planet. The planet didn't produce us. He out the club. Right, man. It is what it is. See ya. Where then I would say towards Kenya. No, it's not. It's so Johnny Man, the original people created and grew the planet. The planet is an organism. The planet is a living organism, just like anything else that was grown from a beginning. So once it was grown, just like us, this is an organism. This organism has an anus. It has a stinky, funky part, you know what I'm saying, or a urethra or whatever. It has waste areas. It has a poor part, what's called a poor part, and it has the best part. So as we grew the planet, we learned what the best part of the planet was for us. The most fertile, minerally rich, most energetic, most electromagnetic, most. So that is in the North Africa area, in the Egypt, North Africa, or Middle East, Mecca, Arabia area. It didn't used to be there. It used to be somewhere else before the moon was exploded out of the earth. The moon is a chunk of earth that got blown out. We are taught around 66 trillion years ago. The planet that we on right now used to be 35,000 miles in circumference. But right now it's about 25,000 miles in circumference because that chunk got blown out. And as that chunk got blown out, it reduced the size of the planet by 10,000 or 10,000 mile circumference, and it lost all of its water on this part. That's why the moon don't have no water, and that's why our planet now has a surface of 3/4 water, because we have the water from that part called moon that fell back to this part. But I'm saying all that to say, before that explosion and the moon was blown out, the root of civilization, the best part of our planet, was somewhere else. But after that happened, and after things settled down, then we had to refine the best part, a new best part of the planet, which was North Africa, or what they call Egypt, or the Middle East, or Mecca, Arabia. So it's two best spots in Egypt, what's called Egypt, North Africa, and Mecca, Arabia. Those are the two roots, best parts of our planet for power points. Those are the greatest power points of our planet. And of course, the Nile Valley is close to that. You know what I'm saying? But fresh water, the Nile Valley, the Nile River being the largest freshwater river or whatever on the planet. So all of that has meaning, even though we got oceans. 3/4 of the planet is ocean, but it's not fresh water. It's not sweet water. It's salt water. So we don't drink salt water, even though we turn our sweat, we turn the water, the 3/4 water that we made out of, we turn that to salt water. You know what I'm saying? But we thrive on fresh water. Right. Yeah, exactly. Kemet. I mean, that's my name, Cam. So yeah, we agree on that. And I don't argue over words and titles and names, though. As long as you know what I'm talking about. I don't do that. I don't argue over words. If people want to argue over names and words, then I'm not your guy. This ain't the place for that. Brian Neo, Lil Wayne deserves respect. Yeah. But I mean, it's the world of sport and play. Who you gonna get it from? Who you gonna go fight? Yeah, hop on the live, Johnny. Hop on the live with me. He said, as Malcolm said, Malcolm is a student. Malcolm was taught by who? We love to say Malcolm said, Malcolm said, Malcolm said. Malcolm didn't originate none of his teaching. Anything you heard Malcolm teach, he was not the originator of it. Who did he always say taught him everything he knows? Such and so, who teaches us thus and so and such and so. So why do we rob the teacher and always mention the student? Why is that? Alien Age, peace. Right. That's the Arabic title. Right. But the original is Kim, or Black, or Land of the Blacks. Every man learns from someone. Well, who did Malcolm say, though? Don't go random like that. Who did Malcolm specify constantly his whole career? Any information like that you said he got at the beginning of his speech, who did he say he got it from? So why wouldn't you say that's where he got it from? You know what I'm saying? If he's saying that's where he got it from, why wouldn't you say that's where he got it from? Right? So that sounds like robbery. That sounds like plagiarism or favoritism or something. If we're not acknowledging the author, the source, because the majority of the things that Malcolm taught, he got from his teacher, and you can't find no research from it because it's revelation. It's divine revelation. It's secrets. It's God's secrets from the circle of the gods that have never been revealed to the public. That's what made him a champion, because nobody could handle it. Nobody could handle that because they never knew it. Nobody could handle or match or disprove or debunk none of the teachings of Malcolm X or Farrakhan or Muhammad Ali, because their teacher, the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad, received that as divine revelation from God in person. So there's a difference between, Ivan Van Sertima and John Henry Clark and all these people that are researchers. Researching can only get you so much information, and it's still hearsay. It's still word of mouth hearsay. That's different than divine revelation that can be proven. That's revealing something that the world never knew before you. So now this world and these scientists confiscate the Honorable Elijah Muhammad's writings and books and schematics and all of that regarding stuff that this world didn't know nothing about. The lessons by Master Fard Muhammad that's given us, the actual facts of the planet and planets and life on other planets and the universe and the weight of the earth and the history of the earth, the history of man, the history of the races. You can't research that nowhere. You know what I'm saying? You're going to have all kind of ghost stories. You're going to have all kind of fairy tale stories. So divine revelation supersedes so-called research. Research is good. Research is best reward. History is best, rewards our research. Some things you can't research because it's revelation. It was hidden for a secret, for intentionally, just like how the pyramids was made. That's revelation. Somebody knows how the pyramids was made because they out there. But somebody also knows how to hide the science and technology and physics that was used to put them out there. Somebody knows that, how to put so-called UFOs together because they out there. But the knowledge of how to do it is a secret. Somebody knows what happens to the human being when we die. Somebody knows that. Some human beings know what happens to us when we die, but you and me don't know it because it's a secret. There's human beings, which are God, that know these secrets, and whoever they choose to reveal these secrets to, whatever messenger or Messiah that they choose to reveal this mysteries of God to, he's going to know what nobody else knows. And he's going to prove that he knows what nobody else knows, because he's going to do with a mentally dead people what nobody else was able to do. That's how you know a tree by the fruit of Islam, the fruit that it bears. That's how you know the quality of a man or a woman by their works, their product, their results. So anybody is welcome to hop on here with me, though. Instead of having a type fest, I'm on here talking, live. I'm not typing. And it's only a limited amount of characters that they'll let you type in the chat anyway. So if you dispute, it'll be a good idea and a great entertaining conversation if we just hop on the live with me and let the people hear us talk about it and reason together like intelligent intellectuals or researchers or spiritualists or whatever we claim to be. I love these conversations because they got meaning, whether we can prove them or not. We can prove the grade level that we think at, you know what I'm saying? And the grade level that we can express what we think. So that's what I'm into. No disrespect. I don't want to disrespect nobody. And of course, I don't want nobody to disrespect me, but I want to share information. I want to share ideas. That's all. And I want to compare and challenge which ones are the greatest. If it comes down to it, which ones is true, which one are the best, which ones produce fruit. What good is being a researcher or a scholar or whatever when you ain't produce nothing? You produce some memory, you know what I'm saying? We wrote some books, and what did we do with the books? What did the books do? So yeah, that's what I'm about. Sister Jamila, assalamu alaikum, Sister Jamila. It wouldn't been a Malcolm if it wasn't for the most honorable Elijah Muhammad. Yeah, absolutely. Have UFOs been on Earth yet? UFOs are from Earth. UFOs are from Earth, and they're not UFOs. That's a lie. They call them, the U stands for unidentified, and that's a lie. That's part of the lie that the same people that have been lying to us since they've been in power have been telling. They're absolutely identified, and they absolutely know who built them, who's on them, what they're for, you know what I'm saying, where they at. They see them every single day, every night. They see them. That's what their whole Star Wars space system and you call that, all these high power satellites and all the stuff they send in space. That's what they're doing it for. They doing it, knowing that, well, I ain't gonna go into that, but yeah, it's already, if you've been watching the news for the last decade, they telling you Harvard University and all these governments of the world is telling you they're from here. No, we was wrong, or we, what I'm saying, we've been saying alien, but that was just a code word to not say ninja, to not say the black people, because they whole secret society is sworn to hide the identity of who they really are and who we really are. So that's the whole point. The secret society is to get together and use all the resources that they can to produce some mighty strong magic, distraction, enchantment, deception to say that they're everything but what they really are, which is us, their maker, the black people of this planet. That's who built the pyramids. That's who built UFOs. That's the gods. That's the superheroes of all your sci-fi movies. The black nation of this planet, not some other planet. The people on other planets were put there by us. We're their superior. And when I say we, I don't mean the mentally dead condition that we in right now. Before we was mentally dead, for the last few trillions of years, we seeded the universe. We the one that put all these planets and galaxies and stars out there. Our people did. The people of this planet, the gods. So you seeing people kind of waking up and trying to say other words that sound foreign and exotic, the Anunnakis and all this. No, it's the black nation of this planet. Simple and plain. That's why Elijah Muhammad put it in simple kindergarten language. Who is the original man? Original man. God is the original man, right? But if we're going to break it down even more so babies can understand it, the original man is the Asiatic black man. Asia means this planet. Before we let the Europeans rename everything and they named it Earth, we named it Asia. So Asia is not a continent. Asia is this whole planet. So we are the Asiatic black nation, the maker of it, the owner of it, the cream of it, the God of it, the God of the universe. Universe is a bubble inside of space, inside of black space. Universe is a bubble of light, a bubble of creation. So they claiming now with Big Bang, there was no Big Bang. They all coming around to the Honorable Elijah Muhammad and his teachers verifying that they're teaching this supreme revelation that nobody in the world knew before it was revealed. So they know who's on them wheels. They know Farrakhan and the Nation of Islam's connection to those so-called UFOs and to the pyramids and to the God. They know. It's called above top secret in every European, in every, government on this planet. Johnny Man, get on the live with me. I'm not gonna be able to answer your I'm not reading. I'm not here to. You have to get on the live with me. If you Get on the live with me. I answer every one of your questions. But I need to hear a real voice. I need to know who I'm talking to or who I'm listening to. Ahmad Jabril, people act like they're pro Malcolm and pro Muhammad Ali, but don't study the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. Yeah, that's how you know they capping. That's how you know they got a whole different agenda. They got some ulterior motive. They're looking for a way not to submit, not to fall in line and fall under righteous authority. So they want to bring up dead leaders. They want to bring up dead men so they don't have to put no live demands on your life right now. Well, Farrakhan is alive. Farrakhan is the man that, you know, was the star witness, star student, star pupil of the most honorable Elijah Muhammad. That's who Honorable Elijah Muhammad gave the keys to and set in his seat as the father over the house. So why are we not mentioning his name? Why are we mentioning Malcolm? Why are we mentioning Khalid? Why are we mentioning Muhammad Ali? Why are we mentioning everybody but the living choice of the leader of this whole thing? Because we know if we acknowledge that, then we're supposed to fall in line and submit to it. And we don't want to do that. We don't want to be held accountable for that. We want to say Malcolm said it. And Malcolm is dead, so he can't tell us nothing. He can't tell us who we're supposed to be with today. Master Fard Muhammad. Yep. And since he's not among us, and the Honorable Elijah Muhammad is not among us, who is that man that they both spoke on and both prepared to be alive among us today to represent all of this information? Farrakhan. Why aren't we with him? Why aren't we bringing his name up like we quick to bring up Malcolm or Tupac or Muhammad Ali or Khalid or everybody else? Nobody has his accomplishments. Nobody is equal with him in none of this information, none of this work. Why we ain't bringing him up? That's why I bring him up more than y'all bring up everybody else. Because I'm gonna make you face the living authority. The living authority. So it'd be no question, there's no misunderstanding that we just choosing not to be with the living authority. Right. So that's it. But I want to answer any and all questions. So there's no off-limit questions unless it's, inappropriate question. I ain't answering no inappropriate, intimate type questions. Right. Each learned from each other and grew and learned and added. They all learned from one source. That's actually not accurate. They all learned from one source. So the same information that made all of them great, we all drinking from that one well, that one spring of revelation. There's no each one learned from another one, and no, we all learn from the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. We all learn from Master Fard Muhammad. And since we never seen him and never heard his voice, we heard his choice. We didn't hear his voice. We heard his choice, and his voice was the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. And then the Honorable Elijah Muhammad made his choice of who was going to take his place, not after he died, but while he was away with his Lord. Like the Bible say, Moses didn't die. Moses went to be with his Lord. And while he was with his Lord made Moses a God. He was just a messenger prophet when he was among us. But when the God called him up to be with himself for 40 nights or 40 years or whatever you want to call it, he made Moses into a God. He made him a God to Pharaoh, and then made Aaron Moses' prophet. Aaron didn't used to be a prophet like that. He was a helper of Moses. But Moses graduated, so Aaron graduated, and everybody who was following them graduated, because we are children of the Most High God, intent and meant to grow into adult gods. Everything is growing like the planet, like the universe. Everything is growing. That is the definition of creation. To create something means to grow it. Growth. Creation means growth. No such thing as abracadabra creation. That's a lie. That's false. All creation, everything in existence had to grow, had to be grown from a beginning. That is the law and the truth and the facts of how God operates. Anything else is a lie. Anybody else is a liar. Only thing that wasn't grown is the darkness. Only thing that's alpha and omega is the darkness, is triple darkness, blackness that we created ourselves out of. So our essence is not created. This form and every other creation that we created is a creation. It had a beginning and have an ending. But that energy, that force, that black energy, that black matter, that so-called melanin, universal cosmic melanin that don't have no beginning and no ending, the alpha and omega, that was not created. That just is. It is that it is. And that's part of the 13. That's part of the terrible meaning of the 13. The 13th one. And I ain't gonna go into that, but it's Friday the 13th. So I just thought I would touch on why they're so terrified about that number and that people and that day, Friday. You know, the 7th day. What's supposed to happen on the 7th day or in the 7,000th year with that 13th tribe? Not that 12, 12 disciples or that one that got lost. What's going to happen in the 7,000th year with that 13th one? What do they represent to us? So that's what time it is right now. Elmatic, hit that like button, man, if y'all don't mind. Friday the 13th, the holy day, holy number, represent us, the lost sheep that was lost from our own, that God chose to make us the headstone in the corner, the new and perfect rulers, the gods, the perfected. Boy, if y'all knew y'all value, you would not be killing each other. You would not be gang banging on each other. You would not be ratcheting and thoughting yourself out if you only knew who you really were and what time it really is right now. If you knew the signs and the writing on the wall, that is all in your favor. But unfortunately, it's written that so many of us would get right to the door of paradise and turn around and trick it all off. It's written. Many of us is going to do that. So by God's permission, it won't be me and mine. So that's what I do this for. I don't do this for a check. I don't do this for a platinum plaque. I don't do this for no box, no females. No, I do this for the God and the immortality, the Alpha and Omega essence that brought me here. That's what this is about. This is the real business that we stand on, God business. Kim, absolutely. I just don't speak that. But our actions gonna prove who and what we are, right? So I'm with you. I know. But if I ain't doing that action, then I'm just stealing somebody else's title. I'm stealing somebody else's name. So if I'm not actually expressing and fulfilling and demonstrating what that name and that title really means, then I'm a thief. So I'd rather just say, I'd rather do the work and let the work and the words speak for me, and they'll verify if that's really, a name that I'm worthy to wear. Jamila, right. Revelation 10:7. The mystery of God has been revealed. It's finished. the mystery of God has been finished already. It's been revealed to the Honorable Elijah Muhammad and everybody else, that don't want to submit to that. Then they got their own agenda. They got their own desires and program. They want to be a leader themselves. They want people to follow them. So, okay, you're free to go that, try that. So it's, all the truth is going to come out in the rents in the end anyway, right? And this is the end. So anything we tried other than that is a failure, a miserable failure, epic failure. So, no need to condemn. I don't got to condemn nobody. Our own condition is condemning ourselves. Our own condition is proof that our choices was wrong. The choice of a leader that we chose, other than the true leader, that Messiah, that this supreme wisdom was revealed to, these secrets of God was revealed to, then we see what our fate is. We see what our accomplishments is or lack of. This is all in your favor. Like, why wouldn't you want to know the proven information? The information that has raised up a nation. It's good. It's fascinating to read sci-fi books and read, books about this concept or that concept. But if they haven't proven to raise our people up from mental death, why spend energy and time reading about anything about, that haven't bared no fruit, that hasn't raised us up? Can't no scholar impress me. Don't no scholar impress me, because no scholar was able to raise us from the dead. No scholar, black or white or any color in between. Don't none of that impress me. No disrespect. It just don't impress me because it didn't raise me. It didn't move me. It didn't heal me. You know what I'm saying? It didn't teach me. It didn't make me who I am. None of them scholars and all that scholarship research stuff didn't raise this nation. It didn't raise me. I'm a product of Elijah, revelation of Master Fard Muhammad through Farrakhan. I'm that fruit. I'm that offspring. And I'm proud to scream it from the mountaintop. Yeah. But yeah, imagine Candace interviewing Khaled today if he was still around. Yeah, that would be something. But if was a fifth, we all be drunk. So I don't spend time as an intelligent, responsible adult doing hypothetical fantasy theories. I deal with the real enemy at hand right now and the real leader that we supposed to be allied with and lined up with. So we deal with what is, not what ifs. 702. Salute. Lineage is important. Yeah, lineage is important, but it's not the most important. Lineage is important, but it's not the most important because we all orphans. We all something different. Lineage of what? Most of our blood is half devil. That's what God chose us for, because nobody else wanted us. Nobody else cared about us because we had become mutts, curs, mixed with all kind of crazy rebel blood. But God knew what was going to be happening to our mothers and daughters and sisters and girls or whatever for 400 years here by the hands or by the reproductive organs of a conquistador, pillager, slave master, male Euro people. So we are different. We made out of the devil and God and Native American. You know what I'm saying? We different. So it took God himself to come and choose us because nobody else didn't want nothing to do with us. They couldn't do nothing with us. We was lost. We was the lost 13th tribe. And only God can figure it out. Only God can come and put these pieces together and pick all of the strengths and get rid of the weaknesses. We are that mutant God people. Like, what's that movie? Blade. Like, remember Blade? He got all of their strengths and none of their weaknesses. Yeah, we're the daywalker people. Everybody else rejected. We not African enough. We not white enough. We not Native American enough. We not none of that. Yeah, we're a new people that God knew what to do with. God saw the value in us. So nobody else can take the credit for where we at now. No historian, no researcher, no scholar, no rabbi, no sheikh, no preacher, no scientist, nobody but God, in the person of Master Fard Muhammad, to whom praise is due forever. Ain't nobody else know what to do with us. Nobody else cared about us. Nobody else raised us. Now they want to claim, authority over us. Now that God raised us up and got us strong and nobody can't handle us. Now they trying to, nope. It don't work like that. This is the 13th tribe that y'all feared. This is the fulfillment of the prophecy that they feared. No matter who don't like it. No matter who don't like it. God is among us. God is with us. The real God, the true and living, supreme human being God is with us. That's what Emmanuel means, right? That's what Muhammad too. That's what Elijah means. God with us, Emmanuel. But hey, if y'all don't believe in God and you think that's religion talk, then it's just entertainment. Just talking. Yeah. Everybody be on this, and there's no disrespect when I say lineage, because some people think that the lineage is traced through the male, through the sperm, and some people, the Jewish people, they think that lineage is traced through the female. But our specific the hell experience of us, descendant of slaves of North America, we got produced like this because of white fathers, white biological fathers that violated our mothers and produced us. Nobody wanted that. Nobody wanted to claim that. Nobody wanted to claim this offspring, this orphan. Nobody wanted. We was despised and rejected, worthless, the tail, the bottom. We was all of that. God saw differently. God saw, oh no, this is the diamond people. This is the diamond of people. They went through the most hell, the most heat, the most pressure for the longest time. Oh, this is the material that I'm gonna put my divine revelation and secrets into. It's foolish people that nobody else wanted. I'm gonna put my mind and knowledge, wisdom, and understanding in them. And ain't nobody gonna be able to handle them. And they're gonna become the new and perfect rulers in the land that they was once a slave, and everywhere else, the stars of the planet, to guide the whole planet back to righteousness, back to peace, back to love, back to consideration, back to knowledge, back to power. Us. Y'all better thank the Lord for the Friday the 13th. Y'all better thank the Lord for being descendants of slaves. Better thank the Lord, because what was a curse turned out to be the greatest blessing in the history of existence. In the history of existence, this 13th tribe, this lost sheep in the house of Israel. But hey, man, what do I know, man? Just a rapper. Jamila, didn't Master Prophet Muhammad come to LA, and once he saw the condition of the people, he sat down on the sidewalk and began to cry? So I have heard. That's what I have heard. Of course, he enrolled in California, university in California. I don't know if it was USC or UCLA, but he enrolled there and was in disguise and moved in with a white family and started mingling and mixing among Hollywood and certain Hollywood producers, and inserted and installed certain scientists in Hollywood that would start producing scripts and start producing images and start producing certain bodies of work that would tell us what's going on and tell us who's who and what's what. And he activated the 3,000 Muslim sons that was already here back in 1930. Muslim sons, Muslim Shriners, white people, white Muslims that study Islam in secret. And they have to study from 35 to 50 years before they can wear our holy flag, the holy flag of the original nation, meaning the sun, moon, and star, the star and the crescent. But they have to add a sword on the upper part, because the sword was the emblem of justice, the symbol of justice. You know what I'm saying? In Muhammad's time, the symbol of justice used by the original man. So they got to put it on the top of the flag so they can always see it, so they can keep in mind and be reminded that anytime they violate and reveal these secrets that they've sworn upon pain and deletion to keep, anytime they reveal that, then that'll be it for them. But this is the mysteries of God. This is the powerful, priceless identity and value of you, the original people, and priceless identity of the white people, because they got priceless value. That's why we proved that with Prophet Muhammad of Arabia, peace be upon him, the prophet of the Holy Quran, proved the priceless value and potential of white people. We're not responsible for getting them there. They got to do that internal holy war jihad against their own weak, wicked nature themselves. But we provided the way. We provided the path, the way, the teaching, and the example, the prophet, to point them to get there if they so choose. That's not our problem. That's not our problem. That's their problem. But God is not unjust. If we made you, we're going to give you power and dominion because we know you genetically are weaker, and it's hard for you to survive in natural climates and natural environments. So we're going to give you luxury just for you to survive. You wouldn't be able to survive if you wasn't ruling. But we're going to give you 6 days and 6,000 years to learn to, and to choose to live righteous and live like your prophet, live like the original people in righteousness, and then see where you be willing to choose that. Because either way, you know what I'm saying, you only going to last a certain amount of time. You only going to last 6 days. You're going to go extinct one way or the other, through love or through hate, through love or through war. You're going to go extinct. Through mating with the original or through warring with the original, you're going to go extinct. So since you didn't have no choice on what race, the originators made you didn't have no choice. It's not your fault. So the gods is not unjust. They're going to give you a chance. They're going to give you a way. They're going to give you a path and give you an out. But you got to choose it, just like we do. God proved that by making us mentally dead on the same dead level as they are naturally. So we got to submit to the same process. We got to look at the same prophet as an example for us to stand back up. It's just when we stand up, we're going all the way up. You know what I'm saying? When they stand back up, they're able to just survive the destruction. We standing back up into power, God, power and authority. That's not what righteous white people is not going to stand up and be no authority or power over us. Never again. You can be power over the other, white people that want to be righteous in your circle, in your, your society. You can rule over them. Never again with us. So that's the science behind that. Like Forrest Gump. That's all I'm going to say about that. Was Master Fard Muhammad black, white, or Arab, Turkish? There's no Arab religion. The original Arabs, original people of this planet are black. All Arabs was black. All Europeans was black. Everybody was black. But his mother was from the Caucasus Mountain region, which is, I think, Turkey. Is Turkey, Iran? Wherever the Caucasus Mountain, his mother may have had a Turkish background. The Turks, his mother, because his mother was from the bloodline of Muhammad. She was white, and Prophet Muhammad was white. So that's very possible that his mother was from a Turkish background, but his father was a black man from North Africa, from Mecca, Arabia, jet black man. I got to get this call, but I'm gonna come right back. Russian, yeah, but it's if you look at it, Turkey is in that same area, Turkey and Russia and all of that. So, but Juan more essays. You original man, Logan, make all this music with Mexicans. Mexicans are original. I don't understand what you're saying. Is that a disagreement or is that a compliment? I absolutely make all this music with Mexicans because Mexicans are original indigenous people that was conquered by the European Spaniards like we was conquered by the European English. So I don't know, that's my family. Mexicans is my family, my indigenous family. Speak on that and don't block. Are you high? Are you on something, Juan? Do you want to get on here and speak on it? Speak on it with me. Show your face. Show your face and voice, Juan Moore essay, SS, and let's talk about it. Let me send you this link. It's Friday. That's a great subject. Hold on 1 second. Let's go. Where you at? What's his name? Where you go? You didn't get Juan. Yeah, where you at, Juan? Hop on here with me. That'd be a real educational, teachable, positive moment. Don't make us wait. It's easy. It's quicker. It's easier to hit that link than it is to type. It's quicker to type, quicker to hop on here and just talk to me live than it is to type. I'm anxious to answer your question. I'm anxious to feel your spirit and feel what you was getting at. What's your spirit? What the motive was behind that? Hop on here with me, man, because I'm trying to stay on with y'all. So I'm texting right now back and forth with my wife, and she wanted me to. That was her that called. So I'm putting my wife on hold for you, Juan. Come on, bro. Let the people know what you're talking about. Let me know. Otherwise, I gotta dip for a second. But see how I make y'all a priority? Especially if you're really Mexican. If you're really Mexican, you got top priority with me. This is a much needed, quick little discussion, quick little dialogue that we can come to a quick agreement, or we can find out what you really own. And you can find out what I'm really on. I want to see you. I mean, it's like I said, ain't no beef. Ain't no beef. This is how we show mutual respect. I don't know if you know, type in Cam Mutual Respect Black and Brown Project. Absolutely, that's exactly what I do. I was born in White Memorial Hospital, Boyle Heights, East LA. That's who raised me. I was raised with Mexicans, Paisanos and Chicanos, Compton and Watts, the T Flats, the ones that they say allegedly did whatever to the Kendrick mural. T Flats, CV13, you know what I'm saying? Watts Barrio, great. So the East Side Mexicans, you know what I'm saying? So let's talk. I'm not sure where you from. Let's talk about it. I'm waiting. Robert Brown, our reparations are going to illegal immigrants. What are illegal immigrants? I'm not sure what illegal immigrants are. Talking about Mexicans. Mexicans are not illegal immigrants. But if you're talking about somebody else, then, and the government is trying to replace us. Why? Because we are all the indigenous aboriginal. Right. Right. Solomon Malone, man, thank you, bro. Much love, much respect. Man, like it's brothers like you that keep this going. Because I ain't getting no sponsorships. Ain't nobody bringing me on their platform. So thank you, Big Solomon. Appreciate you, bro. Right. I'm not even worrying about that. I'm not threatened. I actually want to do a quick demonstration because it seemed like the spirit of the question was something else. So I didn't want to misunderstand the spirit of why he even brought that up. Because it's Friday. We might be off some drink or off some smoke, or off something else. You know what I'm saying? So either way, I'm not threatened. I don't feel threatened or disrespected. I just want to be clear on what you own. I want to know what you own. Yeah. Valerie, Democrats are using migrants to attack Black. Democrats. I don't know. I don't get into the Democrats. I don't believe that part. A specific people is using their power and influence in government, I believe, to bring people here to muddy the waters and have us going at each other's throat and fighting for the crumbs that they barely letting us touch. That is a plan, but Democrats ain't the ones doing it. It's deeper than Democrats. Who is the number one money sponsors of the Democrats? You want to say that, Valerie? You want to type that 4-letter word? Who are the money people behind the media, behind money itself, the Federal Reserve, behind politics? You want to type that 4-letter word? It's not Democrats. It's not Republicans. It's a 4-letter word that start with a J and got a W in it. If you don't want to say that, then don't say nothing else. It's bigger than Nino Brown. MT, shout out to the female rapper JV from Downey, California. She's solid. Oh, okay. Democrats. Yeah, that's Coke and Pepsi. That's smoke and mirrors. Democrats ain't the power. Who's the power behind the Democrats? Black Native First, B1. That's right. And we don't even have to say that. That's natural. That's a natural universal physics formula. That's naturally first, whether we like it or not, whether we want to acknowledge it or not. But sadly, since we mentally dead, Black Native First, that we have to be reminded. We have to actually put that letter in that number in our people's face to remind us of the laws of nature and creation. But why ain't nobody calling them out like Candace Owens? Candace Owens is calling out who Minister Farrakhan been calling out since the 80s, since 84, since 1984. Why ain't nobody in the chat calling, typing that same 4-letter word or calling it out? Why are we blaming everybody but the real Satan? Why is that? We scared of the real enemy, scared to make war with the real beast, with the real enemy. We want the soft fade, we want the soft target. Yeah. Democrat and Republican. I thought they was both the same people. So it's a Democratic race of people that enslaved us. It's a Republican race of people that enslaved us, and it's two different races, huh? All right. There you go. There you go, right there. Madone Kimmett, salute. So yeah, that's what I'm on. I'm on calling it out. Why not? Why are we scared to call it out? We scared somebody gonna see our page. We scared somebody gonna see our page. You saying everything else. You saying Kamala, you saying Democrats, you saying Catholics. Why you ain't saying the J word? Why you ain't typing the J word though, Valerie? Why is that? That's fascinating to me. That's fascinating to me. Right. The outward N word, the conservative wolf, and the liberal fox. The liberal fox is far more dangerous, according to your leader, who you want to acknowledge, which is Malcolm, not the leader that taught Malcolm those concepts. But Malcolm already told us that this is nothing new. This is nothing new. Edomites is not correct. That is not correct. We don't know them as Edomites. What are them people over in Palestine that call themselves Zionists? Do they call themselves Edomites? Why won't you call them what we familiar with them as? Why won't you call them what we familiar with them as? Edomites, that's like some Bible stuff, right? What do they call themselves today? Say what they call themselves today. Everybody is playing their role, disagreeable/agreeable, in this theater of events to set the stage for the original man and woman and child's ascension. Absolutely. Kenneth Watson, thank you, Kenneth Watson, with the Cash App. Man, I appreciate you. Man, you keeping the lights on. You Motel 7, not Motel 6. Motel 7 with a 13th floor in it on Friday. Thank you, Kenneth. Man, much love. Appreciate you. For real. There you go. Ken said it. Ken said it with his chest and with his wallet. Said it with his chest and with his wallet. That's what you call standing on your testicles, standing on your business. Like he just took your fade. Why you let him take your fade, Valerie? I mean, I guess that's a good thing. A man is supposed to show woman leadership. You know what I'm saying? But that was the answer right there. Steady with his chest. Man, that's what I appreciate. I appreciate it. There's no diss or nothing like that, but we can't be cowards. We can't be quiet. We quick to say Diddy did this, or quick to say this black man or my baby daddy did this. We quick to say a black man name, but we won't say the Jewish word. We won't say the Zionist word. We won't say that. Why not? They don't do evil. What's going on in Israel? I mean, in Palestine right now, like we can't say nothing about that, huh? We say it's the Catholics' fault. It's the Democrats' fault. Man, when you talk Islam, you talking biblical. That's not true. I'm afraid that's not true, Valerie. Islam means submission. We add submission to God, but you're talking to an NOI Muslim. We don't believe in religion. We believe in provable truth, the laws of nature and creation. We believe in actual facts, showing and proving. So our Islam means submission to provable truth, mathematic provable reality. So biblical, a Bible exists. Bible got truth in it, right? But we don't see the Bible or the Quran as religion. We see it as a war book, a war manual, because it's war. We identified the value of war, prowess, war strategy. Why else would I need to read it if it wasn't to conquer devils in war? Why else would we need any scripture or Bible or whatever if it wasn't to battle and conquer devils, wicked in war, whatever theater of war it is? Right? So I'm explaining. I don't speak in tongues, So if I say something biblical, I'm gonna translate it immediately to ninja language, to the language that we speak. So, and the reason why I even speak Bible language, because most of our people is lost in the Bible. Most of our people is born and raised and committed and dedicated to Christianity, the Christian Bible. So you have to speak their language, but I constantly translate it into regular, everyday, down to earth, provable English, ninja English. You know what I'm saying? So, right. Valerie, that's good questions. So wasn't Islam started by Arabs whom also enslaved black people? Absolutely false. Absolutely false. Islam is the nature of black people, and the original Arabs are black. And the word Abdul in the Arabic language means slave. Slave is not an evil thing. Slave means servant, like y'all sorority sisters and public servants. I work for the state or the city. Servant. Slave means servant in Islam. Did you know that? So the Europeans, these people with the demonic satanic nature, they redefined it by what they did to human beings when they get power. That's not called slavery. That's called torture, terrorism, torment, destruction, crimes against humanity. Slavery is none of that. Slavery is allowed. But what white people did to human beings, that's something else. That's not called slavery. That's called satanic crimes against humanity. There's a difference. If you heard any ball player, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar or Abdul such and such, Abdul means slave, slave of, slave of. Jesus was a slave of. He was a servant of the people. God is a slave of. He's a servant of his people. Slave is not evil. Did you know that? But most Arabs, do you know most Arabs, Valerie? Because now you slandering. Now you slandering Arabs. You say most Arabs do not like us as a people. And we still selling the something Libya in April, or I don't know what that means. But now you're getting into slandering and lying, so I can't give you a platform for that. I'm giving you the actual knowledge that, whether your emotions or your pride or whatever don't want to hear it because it's coming from a black man that knows what he's talking about, or what. I don't know. My job is just to tell you the truth, not to make you believe it, agree with it, whatever, whatever you do with it is up to you. But now your blood is off my hands. You know what I'm saying? You understood what I said, and we can move on. So the original black nation, we're the original Arabs. So if you want to say that Europeans that hijacked that culture, that hijacked that faith, like they hijacked Christianity, like they hijacked Judaism, you say the original people of Christ or Jesus is white. Why is the Pope of Rome white? Why is the Vatican in Rome? Didn't Romans the ones that got rid of Jesus? Why are the people that's running Mecca, Arabia, white Arabs? Right? Why is the people that claim Judaism and to be Jewish and running the world under that title, why are they white? So why are we not sharp enough to say, oh no, it wasn't Judaism that did that, it wasn't Islam that did that, it wasn't Christianity that did that, it's a certain people that hijacked all three of them things that did that. Why are we scared to identify the actual people and try to get a soft target and blame it on the doctrine or blame it on the landmass? No, say who it really is. It's the devils. The identifiable, you can point them out. You can identify them just like they identified us as slaves. They knew how to identify us according to this, and you know how to identify them. Why we just ain't gonna call it what it is? Why are we scared? I come from these so-called pale Arabs, and I can tell you that we as Arabs sold more slaves in Cossack than we ever did people of Africa. But many people don't read. Yeah, I mean, and who are we hearing this information? We claim we don't follow no man and we don't listen to nobody, we don't trust nobody, but then you trust in these kind of stories and reports because they fit your agenda, they fit your desire to not submit and fall in line with righteous discipline or righteous organization. So I'm gonna look for some narrative that fits, my laziness or fits my cowardice, and that's why I'm not a part of that. Y'all Muslims had slaves and Arab black such and such sold black. Like, all right, well, the Nation of Islam ain't did none of that. Why you ain't with us? We the Muslims that made Muslims being Muslim look cool and be successful and hip and inspired and everything of this culture of the descendant of slaves in America. Hip hop, everything that's moving the world was inspired by the black Muslim of the NOI in North America. Why you ain't with us? Why you not with us? Why you bringing up some other Arabs or whatever, some other version of Muslims that you can't prove? When you got the provable ones right here that you talking to, that inspired the world, that shook up the whole world, all from the same organization, the Nation of Islam, under the most honorable Elijah Muhammad. Why you not with us? We don't got none of them crimes you talking about. Why you not with us? Crickets. Crickets. So if we ain't against, the Arabs like that, what do we know? Do we not have relationships? I mean, we are against the hijackers. We're not against the black Arabs. We're not against the original Arabs, and we're not against the righteous white Arabs, the ones that's actually living according to the righteous nature of the original people. But yeah, we know that the Holy Land been sold out and took over, and infidels, they in bed with infidels. Like, we know all of that. And so do them scientists on them so-called UFOs. They got them all checkmated. That's over all their military installations, over all their nuclear missile silos installations. They know it too. They know more than all of us who is above their heads. They know more than all of us who got them all in checkmate. Juan Cortez, peace. Greetings to you. Man, I went overtime like a mug. But you know, you catch the spirit and get good questions. It's gonna keep me here. Ahmad, Jabril, that's cold how the enemy is clever to got these people pushing this false narrative. The minister Louis Farrakhan was welcomed with love when he visited the Arab world. Absolutely. Absolutely. But you know, our ignorant people be the main ones talking about y'all not real Muslims. Well, tell that to the Arab world. Go on YouTube and look up World Friendship Tour 1 and 2 of Minister Farrakhan, and you tell me, do your leaders of the Arab world not bow to Minister Farrakhan and the Nation of Islam? Do you know Minister Farrakhan wrangled with the top scholars of Mecca, Arabia, the top sheikhs and imams, the top scholars of the Muslim world, and shut them down? If you're familiar with the top sheikhs and mullahs and imams, you know what I'm saying, and publicly dedicated, you know, or declared him to be a sheikh, leader, teacher of Islam over the Muslim world. You know, he spoke to the whole nation of Iran and spoke to, you know, the Middle East. You know his position with Africa and Libya. Attorney Madone Kemet, you there?
Salute, Cam. Yeah, it's actually Madon Kemet.
Oh, Madon Kemet.
Salute. Yeah, Madon. Oh, it's all good, King. I just wanted to ask you, so what's next? Like, what's the future for like the NOI, or like what's the next stage? Like, you know, for us, the future of blacks in America according to the NOI.
Exodus, meaning preparing for the imminent war that is about to hit the world, and what's going to happen, the fall and collapse of the U.S. dollar and the unrest and anarchy that's going to hit this place. So it's about gathering our people and informing them and just, you know, letting them choose who they're going to be with. That's what we're doing now. It's separation time. It's choose a side, choose your team, choose your party, choose your camp, and stay there, because this is what they call the final call. That's why the Nation of Islam newspaper is called the final call, because, you know, the final call don't last forever. It's literally the final call. So we took that for granted. We took God's grace for granted for these many decades, but we at it now. So it's just about blowing this last trumpet, and all those that want to get on this particular art, you know, got to hurry up and do it.
I feel what you're saying. So I got another question. So according to the NOI, who is Moses?
Which one? You talking about the historic Moses or the prophetic Moses?
Well, I say that. Well, I didn't know y'all recognized two. I was just going by the one from Exodus.
Well, Exodus is us. Like all of that, like if you're talking about the 400-year Exodus, that never happened in history. So only 25% of what we read in the entire Bible actually happened back then as articles of history. 75% of everything you read in the Bible is prophecy. That's why it's called a book of prophecy. It didn't happen back then, but prophets saw it back then and wrote it down, and they wrote it in past tense words because, you know, as they saw it, you know, that's why they said, and I saw a city in the sky, and I saw this and this. They wrote it in past tense terms because them as prophets, being able to see the future, you know, wrote what they saw. The word saw is a past tense word, but it never happened yet. We're acting it out. We're living it out right now.
Okay, so there's a prophetic Moses,
right?
And so who would he be represented by someone in today's standard time?
Yeah, the Moses of today, it was the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, but he fulfilled his 40 years among the people. So the Aaron takes his place when he goes away to be with God for 40 nights, 40 days and 40 nights. It says 40 nights, and 40 nights is 40 years. You know what I mean? So in the 40 years that he was among us and did his work among us, he was fulfilling the role of Moses and his little brother Aaron, because Moses had a speech impediment. He couldn't speak eloquently. So Elijah Muhammad, if you ever heard him speak, you know that fulfills him 100% to a T. He only went to the third grade, only completed the third grade of school, and spoke with Sandersville Georgian accent, of broken English, and all of that. So, you know, he feared that he wasn't going to be a good messenger of the God that chose him. So he asked for help. You know, give me somebody that can speak eloquently, that can take my words and put them, you know, into eloquent language. And that was Farrakhan. It started out as Malcolm X. Malcolm X was originally supposed to be the Aaron.
Okay.
Malcolm, you know, winded up fulfilling another character, but Farrakhan became the Aaron. And when Moses went to be with God, then God made Moses a god unto Pharaoh. So he graduated from being a prophet of God to being a god. God taught him directly, face to face, certain secrets and powers or whatever, and gave him power. And now Aaron became his prophet, and Aaron is Farrakhan. But now Farrakhan is graduating. So that's the nature of us being children of the Most High God. We're all meant to grow up.
I see what you're saying. I got one last question. I don't want to take up all your time, King. So is it true? Because I used to study Dr. Khalid Abdul Muhammad. I used to study his works and stuff like that. But I think I remember, if I'm not, correct me if I'm wrong, but is it true that the most honorable Elijah Muhammad knew the circumference of the earth and the distance and all this about the universe before NASA?
Yeah, that's in 1930. All of the members of the Nation of Islam, you know, we get what's called lessons. That's how we get our X. Once we get our X, we're given the supreme wisdom lessons. And in the lessons, it's a certain section called actual facts. And we all have to memorize those or whatever by heart before we actually get our X. And that's covering, you know, the measurements of the earth and the universe and stuff like that. And then once we recite that and get our lessons, then, you know, we get even more details, but it's for registered Muslims only. So that's why you never heard members of the Nation of Islam speaking on it, because that's private information. But now much of it is on the internet.
Okay, because I remember Khalid used to talk about the circumference of the universe and the diameter of this and the
right.
Every
Muslim in the nation knows that.
Okay.
You can't even get your X without memorizing that.
Yeah, I thought that was phenomenal that the most honorable Elijah Muhammad knew that information long before NASA became an entity.
Right. And he knew about cracking atoms and all of that. That's how Einstein, like I said, in the 40s and the 30s, you know, well, in the 40s for sure, they confiscated, you know, they arrested the Honorable Elijah Muhammad and confiscated his writings, and they confiscated, you know, certain schematics and all of that. But in the early 30s, you know, Master Fard Muhammad already taught him how the lake of fire would be manifested. You know, the Bible says the lake of fire, and that's going to happen because, you know, the scientists, the holy wise scientists, Master Fard Muhammad's angels, human beings, is going to cut a shortage in gravity. They're going to explode the atoms in the atmosphere and set it all on fire. So we was taught in the lessons in 1930 that, you know, one of the scientists, you know, one of the questions is, well, I can't go into that, but it talks about how many parts that you can crack an atom into. You know what I'm saying? From 10,000 parts to 10 million parts. So he was already teaching about the cracking of atoms and, you know, atomic physics or whatever, way before a nuclear bomb was ever made or an atom bomb was ever made by Einstein and his work.
Yeah, that's amazing, man. I always thought that was amazing that a lot of the science that he used to go to, what I used to hear from different students of his, and then now I see science. You know, all these different science fields are breaking down that science to a minute level, but, you know, but it's beyond minute to a degree. Right. Yeah.
And keep in mind, this is in 1930. So
yeah, that was amazing.
Muhammad brought this information to us in 1930.
Yeah, that was so amazing about it to me, man, that he knew this information to that degree before these so-called scientists came about, you know.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, well,
So,
I appreciate that, Cam, man. I ain't gonna take up too much of your time. Oh yeah, one last question. How much
yes,
you
sir.
charge for a verse?
Say that again.
How much you charge for a verse?
Oh man, you would have to holler at me in private because you know it varies. It depends on the vibe and the spirit and what what you're working with.
Oh, no doubt. I'll hit you private, King. I appreciate your time, man.
And
Salute.
likewise, salute, bro. Kemet.
All right.
Peace. I'm gonna have to tap out right now, and I'll be back. Hit the like button if y'all don't mind. Hit the like button because I gotta help the queen. She just walked in, getting her hair did. All right. Peace and blessings. Be back. Be black. Outro.